After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 559. Today is Wednesday, June 21st, 2023, as we are recording.
I forgot my tea. Mom can continue her. Oh, hi, my name is Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
Okay, I am Marley Shoto, also known as Lady Fernico. That's Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy. We want to welcome you to the fun in the woman cave.
I'm sorry, there's not enough room in here. I need my tea.
Okay. Let me just see here. Okay, we want to welcome all new and returning viewers. If you are new, we're glad that you found us. We hope you see something that you like and that you will continue to join us. If you are returning, we're glad to have you with us as always. If you are in the shadows, either new or returning, we're glad. We hope we would like for you, if you'd like, to join us officially by pressing the little subscribe button on your right. It's a little red button, and tapping the little bell so you get notifications. And the notifications can be personalized, so you can say how many times you want to be notified for any given YouTube video that you are following. If you want to take part in the alongs and things, then you need to be a part of our group, which is phnpodcast.freeforms.net, and that's in the link below the video. You can see that there. And we do have a new person.
Oh, do we?
We do have, yeah, you let her in.
Oh, okay.
We have a new person in our home group. I'm just going to say Chris because I'm not sure if that's her last name. I don't want to necessarily put her last name out there. So I want to welcome Chris to the group. We're glad that you're with us, and we look forward to getting to know you. Okay, now I only have 3 whips.
I have 2.
Okay, so I guess I go first. Let me just take a sip here.
It really doesn't feel like I got a lot done this week.
Me either, but there's a reason for that.
Same.
Okay. I mean, there's a reason for that on 2 different levels for me. In my Adagio Owl and Other Forest Creatures double-walled mug, Adagio, is chocolate chai pu'er tea. And this is an Adagio tea, and it's really good. I love it. Tastes very chocolatey, and that's what I wanted. Chocolate and caffeine. Thank you very much. So that's what I have in here.
And I have, I've been pretty much exclusively using this one. My PHN mug, made by Lollipop Girl Creations. I don't know if her shop's back up yet.
I don't know. I haven't checked since she got home. What happens with me is I use this for most of my teas, and then I clean it out instead of getting my mug.
That's exactly what happens for me. I'll do that forever. Like until I decide I want to change a mug. I'll just use the same one until
I want to use a different one.
Yeah, which means I'll be using this one for the next eon. But I have in here my Russian Caravan. I do need to order more. This is the one that I never got because it traveled to
Which is why you're drinking it.
Well, I'm going to order more with some Earl of Grey because it wasn't the shop's fault, even though.
And this is T-Spot.
T-Spot, yeah, it wasn't T-Spot's fault. T-Spot sent it to the right place. The U.S. Post Office then shipped it from Front Royal to Puerto Rico, and then I got someone else's order from Puerto Rico. So someone in Puerto Rico drank my tea.
Unless they sent it back.
The post office wouldn't even take mine back. I still have someone else's
whatever that is.
Pain relief arthritis thing. We should look into it and see if it helps with. It's some natural thing. We should look into it and see if it'll help you.
I don't use other people's stuff.
Well, we can't. They won't let me send it back.
Yeah. No, I don't know if it's prescription. I don't know.
It's not prescription. It was a natural. It was like they bought it. I felt bad about it. I tried to get them to take it back, but
sometimes that happens. Hopefully they got their money back.
Yeah, I never got around to contacting because I was having a bad symptom period. I never got around to contacting T-Spot. And I always felt kind of like it wasn't T-Spot's responsibility when they did everything right.
That's not your responsibility either.
Yeah. I feel like the post office should have done something.
Okay.
But yeah, so I need to make an order for T-Spot. I'm not punishing T-Spot because they didn't do anything wrong.
Okay.
But yes, this is Russian Caravan. It is one of my favorites. You actually like this one better than you think you do usually.
Are you going to have some of mine?
Which one is that?
It's chocolate chai pura.
I'll have some. I don't like chai.
I don't like smoky.
It's not very smoky.
Ugh, it smells smoky.
It doesn't smell smoky. It smells chai.
It's okay. It's not bad. If I had to have it, this wouldn't be bad.
I don't care for this.
It's still smoky, but it's not too bad.
I just don't like chai, I think.
I'm not a big fan of smoke. That one's not overly smoky.
No, this one...
it's enough that I know it's smoky.
I forget what's in here to kind of even out the lapsing souchong. I can't remember what's
But
in.
it kind of ruined my taste for this. I need to...
Do you need water?
Yeah.
I forget what else is in here. This is a good one with a meal.
We go with the Chinese food.
Yeah.
And then I could probably be just fine with it.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that's really good with either something that's... Even with something sweet, I wouldn't put it. I think it's a savory tea. It just is for whatever reason.
Or maybe something bland.
Yeah, because I think that this and sweet... Because it has some of its own natural sweetness.
It does. It's just the smokiness overpowers it.
Yeah, so I think that it can't be with a true sweet. It's funny because a sweet tea, an actual sweet tea, you can't either, but they... Like a really sweet tea. But this one, it's a savory.
This, I'm starting to get my taste buds back for this. What happens is, it's not the flavor, the tea itself, it's the smokiness that won't go away and it's bothering my teeth.
Well, they're very different teas. And this is much more of my general flavor profile than that is.
Okay, so let's move on here. You will notice that I put up the thread for the arthritis, cardiac dysautonomia, Cal Lao 2023, or make along is what we're calling it now.
Yeah.
And so that's up, but it doesn't start until I was gonna say, that's right, July 1st.
It is July 1st.
Wow. Yeah, July 1st is when it starts. Okay, so it's gonna be our next quarterly along. That's gonna be joining our movie night. Is the arthritis, cardiac dysautonomia, and so that. The thread is open if you want to chatter in there. You just can't post any pictures or anything until July 1st. Okay? And I'm not going to go through the rules. It's all posted in there. I'll go through the rules when we actually do the along.
I wish I had like a shirt that said like proud to be an American, whatever, for like 4th of July.
Yeah.
I feel like I used to have like a t-shirt that had the American flag, but it was like when I was a kid and I grew out of it.
I think Daddy has something. I have to see if I can steal it from him.
Well, you have your Air Force wife hat.
I do. Air Force vet. Thank you very much.
But it says Air Force vet wife, right?
It says retired Air Force wife.
That's what it says.
Yeah. I wear it all the time. I mean, not all the time, but when I go for a walk.
Yeah. So I mean, you do have at least that. I honestly don't think I have anything. And I think just with the current climate, I feel like being like America.
Okay, so moving away from politics.
Yes.
PHN movie night, make along. This one is a year long, and I'm going to just give you the bare bones. January 1st through December 31st, 2023. The projects must be knit, loom knit, crocheted, woven, or paper crafts such as journaling, origami, card making, etc. If I go through the list and I say it's basically the same as everything else, and I forget weaving, it's meant to be in there, okay? Because it does deal with our thread, our yarn.
Yeah. And you generally don't repeat everything for every single one anyway, because...
Well, what I'm saying is I usually do the main thing, which is this, and sometimes I'll leave out weaving because I forget to put it in.
Yeah.
It's hashtag PHN Movie Night 2023 on Instagram. All the other information is in the threads on the group.
And if you're in the group and you think a craft might fit in with all the others,
ask us.
We might tell you, yeah, that totally fits in.
And if we don't answer right away, Rena will make sure we know about it.
Yeah, she tags us.
She tags us. So
someone will tag us. We've had other people.
We've had quasi moderators and our other moderators who aren't quite as active but are there moderating, and we have wonderful moderators, all of them.
And quasi moderators.
Quasi-moderators, yep. So just, if you have a question, feel free to ask in the group. Let's see here. And if you want to be part of the alongs and you don't know how to get to the group, it's in the description box below the video. There's a link to our home group. All you have to do is follow the prompts and we'll let you in. Either I will let you in, Ty will let you in, Rena, or somebody else will let you in, okay? And then you can take part in the alongs. Because we have prizes and things, because we have great donators. So
I always, is it donators or donors?
we had this conversation before,
Yeah.
and we looked it up, and actually both were correct.
Yeah, I thought that's so weird.
Yeah, it is. I think it's just...
Because you wouldn't say organ donators.
No.
You would definitely only say organ donors.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for when people are giving to a cause, they're called donors, not donators, aren't they?
I don't know. We'd have to look it up. We can look it up later.
Yeah.
Okay, the other one that we're doing is right now is the autism awareness, and this one ends in less than 2 weeks. Okay, so get all those bright colored things in, the things that are supposed to make you think about autism awareness, Asperger's, autism, all that kind of stuff. Pervasive developmental delays, all that kind of stuff on the spectrum. Okay. And this one
is pervasive developmental delays counted on the autism spectrum as its own thing, or is it its own thing?
I think it's its own thing, but I think it's also considered on the spectrum, if I remember correctly. I don't know if that book, what's it called, the DSMV or whatever it's called.
I think we're on the DSM-5 by this point. We might have, I don't think we've hit the 6 yet.
I'm not sure. I know that it's very close in to the autism type stuff in some of the stuff.
I mean, I'm sure that the more severe you get, the more it becomes an actual definite part of the diagnosis.
Well, I know that...
well, that might just be communication, just seem that way.
It seems that the autistic spectrum, a lot of them don't have just one thing.
Well, I think that seems to be the case with a lot of things where there's spectrum.
Yeah, with a spectrum, because, Davina's definitely got... I don't think she was ever officially diagnosed with it, but when I looked it up with my background and I looked up all the symptoms and stuff, I said, yeah, she's pervasive developmental delayed disorder.
Well, I mean, you've had basic confirmation.
Yeah, from Michelle. So,
yeah.
So, I think that it fits the spectrum, even if maybe it's not officially.
Mm-hmm.
But in any event, the tag is hashtag PHNAA 2023, and things have to be bright colored. And as I said before, for the projects being new, knit, crochet, loom knit, woven, paper crafts, okay? That kind of stuff, but it has to fit the theme. And both alongs have featured patterns and featured yarns. Our normal is my stuff, Taya's stuff, and Laura's stuff, as long as it fits the theme. And if you do both a featured yarn and a featured pattern, it's 3 chances instead of 2 chances at a prize for a finished object only, and you're responsible for your own multiple postings. So it's 2 chances if you have a featured yarn or a featured pattern alone in a finished object. But if you use both together in a finished object, then you have 3 chances. In the autism awareness, we also have the Braid It Bright, which is by 10 hours or less, who's George, and the Weighted Lapgan and Teddy Bear, which is a modest creation. Those are also featured patterns for the autism awareness only. And I have to mention that because it's not in the other one. Mm. We have a donation for this from Pat, who's Looney Hiker. She's a very talented designer, and she has said that one of the winners of this along can choose one of her patterns, and she will send it to them. So we're very grateful for that. Okay, and that takes care of that. We have all the...
Before we start on project, I just want to address the reason I have this is yesterday I had a migraine. I'm threatening another migraine. I just don't want to take my medicine until I'm sure, because I've been told that if I take it too much and I don't need it, I can get rebound migraines. And that's part of why this is here too, because a lot of times my migraine pain starts in the base of my skull.
Right.
And down my neck. So pressure convinces me it's helping.
Yeah. Well,
although I've heard a lot of people do what I do, which is press on the point of pain.
I do that for my pain.
Yeah.
Or you find the pressure point, like...
well, I've never been able to find the pressure point, but even when I was having my stuff with the instability, a lot of times I would push... Mm-hmm. On wherever it hurt in my head, because it just...
Well, I know Amanda taught me, I just by watching where she was doing stuff for my pain, I said, well, that's not where it is. And she said, well, no, this is where you do... So I know certain areas when my pain gets really bad, and certain areas that just push on that point, and then it eases up a little bit. And I found a place on my jaw for that, too.
Oh, that's good.
Well, remember I told you I thought I had something here?
Yeah.
And if it loosens up, my jaw loosens up. I don't know what it is, but there it is.
It might be tightening of the muscle or whatever.
She said that Dr. Sophie said it might be like a ligament or something, or muscle or something. So, anyway.
Because, I mean, it would make sense if it was a tightening muscle. If you rub it, it would loosen up, kind of like when you massage a knot out.
Well, exactly. It feels like the knot just goes...
Yeah, it that's what it sounds like when you describe it. Because I massaged enough knots out. It was one of the things I used to do for people when I was working.
Okay, so we're moving forward.
They used to like me because of that. You go first because you have more projects.
I said one more project. Okay, and I did exactly what you saw on the podcast for this project. Where is my bag? I thought I pulled all my bags out. Oh, there it is. Okay. I actually sat down and worked on a project yesterday, so I took all the bags with me while watching Person of Interest, thinking, oh, I'll work on all of them.
Why did you think you don't during Person of Interest?
You don't watch Person of Interest with anything that's not mindless.
You just don't.
You don't. You miss things. So, anyway.
Well, and also it's intense. There's a reason I'm not able to rewatch.
Daddy's really into that now.
I think it's actually kind of funny. I love it. Because...
He keeps asking me questions. I look at him.
Well, I kind of get a vicarious thrill because I introduced you to it and then you introduced him to it, so it's almost like it's my baby that I introduced people to.
You're weird.
Well, it's kind of like when you watch people watch something you enjoy out of the corner of your eye.
I'm trying to find where my thing is.
And you try to see... Because I don't want to spoil it for them, but I like seeing if they catch the same things I did. And it adds another, aspect to the movie watching experience.
I know he sometimes watches this, so I can't tell you exactly what's going on, but we're at the part with the rookie cop, or the...
Oh, you're on him.
Yeah, he's cute. I told Daddy, I said, he kind of reminds me of a very young Chris Evans. And he saw that. I mean, he doesn't...
Younger than he was in...
In Frequency. Not
He wasn't in Frequency. In Cellular.
Yeah, a little younger than
because he was young in Cellular.
Yeah,
that was the first role I liked him in because I didn't care for him as Johnny Storm.
Well, that was.
But I think I just don't like Johnny Storm.
That was before that, though.
Yes, it was before that. But that was I can't remember if I saw him as Johnny Storm first though.
Even though I don't think so because
I mean I know the other movies first, but it doesn't mean I saw it first.
No, because I think you guys went to the movies to see it when I was.
I never saw Cellular in the movie theater.
Okay, I don't know. Could have sworn you did, but
no, I didn't because it's had to have a couple words edited by Dad. And he usually looks things up before he takes the V&I.
But anyway, this is my film noir shawl. It's from the scrap shawl pattern by Anastasia Zattel. And as I've said to people who have been here with us for a while, this is one of the things that's almost always on the hook. So I only did the stitches that I did in the podcast for this. I was going to work on it elsewhere, but I didn't. So it is large. I mean, like I said, you can see it on my outfit. Look. I'm getting all tangled up my string. Look.
Last time you, or a couple times ago, you were wearing that exact same outfit. And I was mentioning how it's kind of gray, and you're like, no, it's green.
No, that's a different shirt.
Oh, okay.
It's a different shirt. It's a green-gray shirt. This is an out-and-out gray.
Okay.
This is a sweater set.
Okay.
The other one was a shirt. So this, look at that. See? Almost done. I need to finish it.
You're so close.
I'm so close. But something else is demanding my attention.
Oh, of course.
So this is a lot of fun, and it's taking me a lot longer than it usually takes me to make these.
And she'll start another one right away. She just needs to figure out what colors.
Yeah. But let me see if I can find... I lost my spot again. Oh, there it is. So, yeah, this is Miss Babs and Dragonfly Fibers, because that's what I had the colors in, and so that's what I'm using. I really like the way it's turning out. I think it'll work well with black, with gray, with silver, with almost anything, red, white, So it's fairly versatile. Jeans, if I want to wear it with jeans or whatever. I just like this. Davina likes this color. I'm like, it's mine.
Well, she wouldn't wear it anyway. She doesn't wear shawls.
No, she doesn't.
She'd wear it like once and never wear it again.
She might use it as a blanket or something, but...
She likes her big blankets too much.
Yes, she does.
She likes them heavy.
She does.
Which is good because she makes them bulletproof.
Well, her room, I think it was an add-on, and it doesn't always get heat the way it should.
Right, but she likes it anyway. It's a I think
It's the weight.
It's a weight.
It's the
thing.
weight. She likes the weight, and it's a sensory thing, I think,
Yeah.
because
It is, I think.
that's one of the things with her Asperger's is sensory stuff. So I think she just really, because I know when she would get really, like upset or hyper, they said, and this is something that we do sometimes with kids, wrap them in a hug so they're they feel safe.
Her sensory must be very different than mine because that would make me feel like I was like choking or dying or something. Like mine is a don't touch me.
Yeah. Well, that's more tactile defensiveness.
Because I don't want someone too close to me sometimes. Like that's like it almost feels like I'm being touched.
That's tactile defensiveness. That's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's part of sensory, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's all you.
Okay, so.
Oh wait,
good. That gives me a chance to finish
this
my
bag. Can you say what it is, everybody who's been with us for like 10,000 years?
Give him a chance and say it.
Yeah, it's my Knitting's My Bag Angel Bag.
That's right, because it was a special fabric.
Mm-hmm.
She searched for. You had another one in mind, didn't
I
you?
did. It was so pretty, and they stopped making it. It was blue, like a royal blue, I think it was.
I kind of. I'm sorry, go on.
And yeah, it's okay. But she couldn't find it, so we did this one.
I kind of want to find, even though I don't need another bag, the fabric on the inside of my brown bag that has the kitties playing with the yarn. Because it's such an adorable fabric. But I don't need another bag. But kitties playing with yarn.
What's that about not needing another bag? Is that possible? Daddy just, my husband just rolls his eyes. He said, I forget what he said something about, I showed him a new I don't have my rosary to show.
Well, you can grab it.
Yeah.
Or is it behind your desk? Because I can get around there easier than you can.
Yeah, you got to open the drawer, the white drawer.
Because you can blather for a couple seconds.
It's in my, I don't blather.
Well, talk about my bag. You can talk about my bag.
It's in the white one in the blessed bag.
Okay.
But anyway, I forget what we were saying that the rosary. I showed him the rosary that Talia made for me. He said, another rosary? I said, well, Father Matt says that you can never have too many rosaries. Is that the same thing as mugs? I said, yes, they're related. He kind of rolled his eyes at me. He understands.
I'm surprised you didn't bring up bags.
I haven't had a new bag in a while.
Or shawls.
No, I did have a new bag from Laura. Yes. But
It slipped his mind.
It slipped his mind in the more cups, more mugs, which he was very impressed with Laura's mugs. But yeah, so that's. I'll show you the rosary when we have our stash enhancements.
So in my Little Skein in the Big Wool Velveteen Rabbit bag is my, where's the other one? Vanilla Cream Socks by K.F. Jones of Bakery Bears fame. The colorway is Flamingling by the Pool. The first sock has highlighter for the heels, toes, and cuff. And the second sock has Pinkalicious.
So pretty.
So.
And that's Laura's yarn.
That is Laura's yarn. Both heels, toes.
Lollipop Girl yarns.
Yeah. And the main colorway. So I'm trying to work through all the socks I have started. So I'm trying to focus on one pair of socks at a time. Now, granted, some will get more attention than others based on how much I can focus. Because this is a very easy pair of socks.
What is this focus that you speak of?
But yeah, that's it for this. I mean, there's not a whole lot to say when you're working basically a vanilla sock.
But it's pretty vanilla.
It is a pretty vanilla sock, but
it's bright and happy.
It's very much autism awareness.
It is?
It's very much Candy Shop.
Candy Shop. It's very much Davina.
Or also like, no, it's not quite Ice Cream Shop. It's Candy Shop.
Okay, let me just get this.
Like Grandma
stitch.
Candy.
No.
Well, some of the Grandma Candies.
Let me see it again.
There are pink Grandma Candies.
Now I need to make Grandma Candy. Now I need to make those nougat Grandma Candy in my yarn.
Because there's several different kinds. There's the, like the pink ones, all the different colored ones.
No, the one I'm thinking about, when I think of Grandma Candy, I think it's called nougat. It reminds me of Neapolitan ice cream.
Yeah.
That's what I want to make a colorway for.
Because, I mean, everyone has had like that jar of grandma candy that grandma seemed to like when you become a grandma.
My mother did not have a jar. She had a drawer.
Yeah, it's like it's almost a part of the initiation process.
My mother is my name. When I was a child, I called, small child, I called my grandmother on my father's side, Mother, and her husband, my grandfather, Pa-father.
I always loved those strawberry ones, wrapped in the strawberry package. I never got them outside of grandma candy. These are like grandma candies too.
Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about.
And then the ones that are actually like, for some reason, butterscotch always kind of fell in there.
I love butterscotch.
I love butterscotch. Usually,
Werther's Originals.
Yeah, if I could, it was always Werther's. If I could get like the red strawberry candy.
Yeah, I remember those.
This one. And I could get a Werther's, I was so happy.
See, if I could go in my grandma's candy drawer and she would have the white one with like the things that make it look, I always think of Neapolitan ice cream.
I think I know the one you're talking
I think it's
about.
called something nougat. That one and the Werther's Original and the caramel with the white in it.
Those cowtails. Or they're like cowtails.
Cowtails, something like that. Yeah,
when they're stick, they're cowtails. I can't remember what they are when they aren't.
These were soft caramels.
I love those.
And red pistachio nuts. Not undyed pistachio nuts.
That's not
No. I'm talking about grandma stuff. Grandma's food. And that, and then there were these, I think they're called Brazil nuts. They're round, and they're really pretty brown. And those were my favorite nuts. I used to take the nutcracker and you'd crack it open. That was my favorite thing to crack open. The other nuts, the walnuts were there. Those were okay, whatever. But no, these round ones. They had the prettiest shells, and they were my favorite nuts. And I think they were Brazil nuts, but I'm not positive.
But I think it's funny that if you look up grandma candy, like candies that everyone thinks of grandma candy, including Werther's, comes up.
Does it get the one I'm thinking about?
I'm looking for it. It's your turn for a project, so I'll keep on looking.
Oh, right. Okay.
I need to watch this later. I like watching, I just want to open a new tab. There's this channel I like watching. It's like that Southern thing. And one of the guys I like watching on there, he's funny. He will rank foods, and even if I can't eat the foods, I like watching him do it. And he has rating grandma candies.
Oh, I gotta see that one.
And I'm like, I need to watch. And this is what he's like a big old guy with the bald head and a beard, Southern, just totally Southern. So I need to watch him rate graham candies.
In my PHN 10-year Potiversary bag by the very lovely Anne Brody, who is now Ann Gardner, and I think her shop is closing. I went to go look at the stuff that she had on D-Stash and it was all gone. I was very upset. But anyway, this is my Strawberry Shortcake Baby Blanket from the Cerebelle Scarf pattern by Sarah Sweetheart. And this is growing a little bit. It's not growing as fast as the other project because, I'm not working on it as much as I'm working on the other project. So it's, I just do a few stitches at a time. When the time sensitive project is finished, I have projects I want to start. I have projects I maybe will be tearing out so I can do other projects because something came up from a lady at church that now I have to think about that. And so we'll see how that is going to pan out. But yeah, this is a very soft yarn. This is the ice yarn. And although I don't particularly care for having to rip out with this yarn, it's very soft on your hands. It's a very nice
And that's
feel
the
to
one
it.
that we got and we didn't realize what it was, texture.
Right. I've worked ice yarn twice before. One was a gift from Crystal at Chronically Crocheting, and the other was a gift from Kara, who is one of our PHN members. Very, very generous, both of them. And neither one of them had this fuzziness to it. So I didn't expect it to have fuzziness, but this one has fuzziness to it, a halo, and if I have to rip back, it can stick on itself, and sometimes I have to work around that. So, yeah.
Mom, I found one I forgot about. The butterscotch.
Oh, I love the butterscotch.
Aren't those so good?
Yeah. All those make my jaw hurt now,
I don't know
though.
if that's just an American thing, these certain kind of grandma candies, because I've heard they actually have some of these listed as grandma purse candy.
Yes. Well, they should have those little tea mints You know, they're like pink.
Oh, yeah. You see, that was never in Grandma's jar. And, it's funny. Grandma, now maybe because she's from Colombia versus Grandma Fernandez, Grandma Vidal doesn't do the...
I don't remember Grandma Fernandez having.
Yes. I used to always get Grandma candy from her. I would have not really gotten it from anyone else.
Yeah, because you didn't go too many times to Mama there. And
Yeah.
by that time, she had kind of...
Now, I don't know. I feel like eventually Grandma Fernandez stopped, but I have fond memories of her Grandma candy. So, if I don't see your one...
Well, your grandma on that side was more likely to have chocolate chip cookies and stuff. She liked to have baked things on hand.
Right.
Yeah.
But I remember Grandma Fernandez having Grandma candy because that's how I know which ones I like. And I have very strong feelings about certain ones. Like because I like for the strawberry ones, by the time you bit into it, it had that soft inside, but not like weird. Like I don't like certain fruits that have weird textures, but when you bite into candy and then you have that like kind of gooey, liquidy. There
was something in England when we had the second house, not the one in Sybil Wheeler Close, but the first base housing.
One of like the Weigh and Save places?
No. This is right. I mean, I like that place too, but no, this was right down the street. We would walk there.
Oh, and yeah.
And the
we used to get Kinder Eggs there.
Yeah, you guys get and I would get, it was a little round candy, and it was like sugary kind of stuff, and it would melt, and then you get to the center, and it was soft. And it had, if I remember correctly, it was kind of one of those like sweet tart kind of things.
I like candies that do that.
Yeah, I like them. I like the candies that change textures, and it wasn't so hard that I couldn't eat it. It melted.
Right.
You know? So
melting candies are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see your particular grandma candy, Mom. If you were able,
if you look up nougat candy.
Okay, like nougat as an N-U-G.
I don't know if it's I think it's N-O-U. I don't know.
Because I think I've seen a nougat. Okay, nougat candy. And let's see what our images say, because this is very important, guys.
Yes.
Is that what you remember?
That's it. That's it right there.
Right there?
There. That's it right there.
I used to like these drop ones too.
That one right there.
Okay, Mom's nougat candy. I don't remember getting those as much.
Your mama there always had them in there.
Maybe it also might be regional, because Connecticut versus Ohio, maybe?
I don't know. They're always wrapped individually, and I loved those.
Yeah, I don't remember having the nougats as much.
And it has like little candy pieces in it.
Yeah, I don't think I ever had these.
And I love those. That's the one I want to make a yarn of.
I'll keep the picture pulled up, so then maybe if you ask for it, I can send it to you.
Yeah.
Because you do have several colors in here. You have the reds.
You have red, green, yellow, orange.
Yeah. I think it depends on the kind of nougat. You have different, more of the different colors.
Well, I think it's just the way they cut it.
That's true.
And sometimes they have nuts instead. I don't care for
those.
Yeah,
I can see some of the ones with nuts here.
I don't care for the ones with nuts.
They seem a little bit more like they're homemade, even though I know it sounds like they're wrapped too.
No, they're wrapped. I mean, you can make them, but yeah. I'm sure I wouldn't know how to do it. But
well, there's recipes.
I'm sure, but
because that was the first thing that came up when I was going to look for it was.
But those are the ones I always did. Bracks, yeah, that's exactly it. They are the ones I absolutely love. They were my absolute favorite grandma candy. I went, that and the caramel with the little swirl. Yeah,
the one. Well, there's a couple caramel ones. There's the hard caramel.
Well, that's the Werther's.
Yeah,
but they're more butterscotch.
They're butterscotch. There's butterscotch. There are caramel ones as well.
Yeah.
And then there's the one that is a like a cowtail, soft.
Why is my tea gone? Why is my tea gone?
I love those. But yeah. Okay.
Okay, so that's enough digression about that. It's your turn.
I really want my strawberry grandma candy. Okay.
I want my nougat. I'm not sure if I can eat it anymore.
Yeah, that might be too chewy.
Well, it's not the chewing so much as the biting off. I would have to break it, cut it.
Right. So in my we're gonna have to call this episode Grandma Candy.
Grandma Candy. Grandma Candy.
So in my Batman bag, I might at the end where I usually just go thank you, have like a couple pictures of just like grandma candy, different kinds, because in the UK.
Make sure the nougat's in there.
I have the nougat pulled up so I won't forget. But like you gotta have the strawberry, you gotta have the butterscotch. Is butterscotch what Werther's is?
Yes.
Okay,
I think Werther's.
Because there's one that's just wrapped clear, and then there's Werther's.
I I don't know. The Werthers are the ones I think of when I think of the hard butterscotch
Yeah,
type of candy.
Grandma used to have both.
And I know Mama there used to have the ones with the little white cream type thing in between it in the center,
cowtail
the
type
swirl.
things.
And she'd have the grandma ones there, and she had the strawberry ones.
I think like strawberry ones are like if you were a grandma, from who was born in America, it's like it was required you had the strawberry ones.
I don't know.
And the Werthers. If you didn't have those, you were not official.
Your grandma
card got taken away
from you. Yeah.
Oh, I need to.
She had all kinds of candy in there.
I need to send you the video from that Southern thing where they talk about choosing your grandma name.
Oh, okay.
And like where you go to and like they sit there like this grandma name, and it's really.
I got news for you. It doesn't work that way. The firstborn kid who gives you a name, that's the one you get.
Well, they had one grandma come in and return her her name card or whatever because the kid couldn't pronounce it.
Give me something easy.
Yeah. And she was so sad because she had really picked her grandma name. But anyway, I do think people try to pick their grandma name. Some of them do try to pick their grandma name ahead of time.
Some of them do.
And it doesn't always work that way.
But it's just and the best ones I think are the ones that come spontaneously.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my grandmother, we called her Mama till the day she died. She died at 90.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mama, Mother, Papa, Father.
Mama, and Papa, Father, yep.
Uh-huh.
I didn't get to name my other grandparents because my grandfather on my mom's side died before I was born, and I don't remember my grandmother very well. I think it was 2 or 3 when she passed away, so I didn't really know her. So and they were Spanish, so probably been like abuelo and abuela,
yeah,
or abuelita and
I was going to say
abuelito.
abuelita. Mm-hmm.
So because they were Colombian,
you're right. Probably would have been something which is actually kind of cool.
Which would have separated, would have differentiated.
Oh, very much. I mean, with Mama and Papa, that was going to anyway.
Yeah.
But
and Mama and Papa Father were Italian.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, in the Batman bag, I think I got a little bit of work done on my other side of the red. After I finish this, I'll be able to go on to the blue.
Oh, I think it was Christina who said that if you have a red center, I was going to start my blanket. I am not starting my blanket till I get red yarn.
Yeah, because red center meant that something about the heart of the home,
Yep.
which I think is amazing for quilting. Yep. And then Dad and I went on a whole thing like how much we love quilts.
Yep.
And Davina's like, yeah, you just started sewing. You can't just be like, I'm going to do a quilt. That's not, you can't start into quilting.
But I want to have my log cabin with red and some kind of shade in the red, and I haven't. It's good
because Christina also said that she did one with rust one time,
which is close enough.
Yeah, it was.
She
said it was very 70s.
I am not going to do any pattern. It's going to be kind of a crazy quilt type of thing.
Well, that's fun.
And that's what I say now, but we'll see.
Well, knowing you, but at least you'll have your red center. If I had known that ahead of time, my center would have been red. But it's not like I'm never going to potentially make one of these again.
Right.
Because this is actually quite fun.
It's looking nice.
Yeah. It's not quite as long as I want it to be yet, but I have more colors I want to add on. Right now I've been using my poncho.
I like this color.
Yes. Actually, there's 2 different ones in here. Well, here I ran out of yarn.
I like this color.
This is the one I used on my sweater.
That's one I couldn't find again. Isn't it? The one that we thought was a name.
No. That is dragonfly fiber.
Oh, okay.
This is either shepherd's wool.
Oh, okay.
I think it's actually shepherd's wool. I don't think it's stomach growling. I don't think it's Cascade 220. I'm pretty sure this is shepherd's wool. Either that or what was that one I kept getting for a while? I had like blue spruce. And,
Right.
I still think that might have been shepherd's wool.
I think it was.
But yeah, I made a couple.
Laura will know. She'll go back to the exact episode and tell us.
Because that was what the blue spruce is what the Vivian was made out of.
I had to laugh. Go ahead and finish.
And this is the Mel Ski sweater that this one came from.
That's old.
Oh yeah, I wish I couldn't at this point because I'd run out of yarn. But I wish I still had some of my blue spruce because I would have added it in here.
Right.
But this has been good for getting rid of scraps, to be quite honest with you. Even if I've had to add a different color a couple times.
Well, I know that mine is going to require, once I start getting bigger, it's going to require either that I have smaller stripes or maybe have where part of the stripe goes into another color. because it's going to be so long, or I'm going to have to do more than one skein. And I think I want to have my cask of Amontillado in there. I think maybe.
Well, you talked about doing all yarn you dyed.
Yeah.
But if you do that, then it'll take forever.
Well, if I do it a little bit of time,
Yeah.
just dye a few skeins up, and maybe add something in here and there that's not. I was thinking about breaking it up with some bare necessities.
Did you want me to see if I had any of your yarn that's red and enough of a mini skein to do your center?
It depends on what weight it is.
Well, I would be thinking of your worsted or
Yeah, it has to be
DK.
worsted.
Oh, it has to be plain. Okay, I might not have worsted.
Worsted or DK.
I know I have worsted or DK.
It has to be close enough that it's not gonna, because it's a blanket, not a shawl, and it's gonna be pulled.
It's a shame. Well, I don't think this one was superwash, because if it's shepherd's wool, this isn't superwash.
Right.
And you want superwash regardless. Oh, this is soft or non-superwash. You've always said that about shepherd's wool.
The problem is washing it. If it's
I think this green is also shepherd's wool.
Yeah. Because if you have two different fibers and you try to wash it, it could pull potentially.
I have both superwash and non-superwash in here. I like this one too.
Just have to do it with a soak. That's all.
Yeah. And blankets people don't tend to wash quite as often. But anyway.
Yeah, just like I think if I make it like I want to do it in all superwash wool, I will probably end up just putting it in wool wash. Because finding a big tub and putting it.
Well, also having it a place to dry it. It's gonna take forever to dry.
Yeah.
But yeah. Now, one option, of course, is to throw it in do hand wash in the washing machine, and by that point, it also takes out a lot. Then it's very little to drip dry after that point.
Yeah, and even if you have, you might not be able to do it, but I could with my superwash potentially just have a touch up.
Right.
Or the very delicate.
Well, I can tell you from doing superwash socks in there that they do mostly dry after they've done their spin cycle.
Yeah.
Because I've had superwash socks, and then of course my West Yorkshire spinners.
The problem with a blanket is it takes up a lot more space than
It
socks,
does.
and so
It does.
You might have.
Now, I have done extra spin cycles before.
Oh, I've done too.
Because I feel like that's less damaging than actually sticking in the dryer, because you don't have any heat or anything like that. But yeah.
Okay, so you done?
I am done.
In my PHN Marlisha bag from the lovely Laura concert, she made that for me and has her knit nerd on the back here. My husband's very impressed with this bag.
Oops. I hit myself.
This is my To Have and To Hold Afghan project, and this is the one that's taking up all my time because this needs to be done like as soon as possible. Where is my thing?
Because the wedding's in September, isn't it?
September, yeah.
I need to take pictures of the rosary set. So
I should take a picture of the rosaries with the blanket too.
Yes, and I also want to get your wedding Bible like I did for the olds pictures, but before I had the pink was it pink agate? I think yeah. Before I had that for the white rosary, when I was just doing the stainless steel, I took pictures with the rosary. Now that I have with the wedding Bible, now that I have one that looks with the onyx for the men and the pink agate for the wife, I want to take it with the wedding Bible again, because the pink agate.
Are you talking about a family Bible?
No, it actually has it's white. You had one for your wedding, didn't you? I used it last time.
You're talking about the one that's in the corner.
Is that one white?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one I used.
That's not a wedding Bible. It's a family Bible.
Oh.
Yeah.
I always associate it with your wedding.
We got that in Texas at Carswell. Somebody came by was selling the Bibles at the Catholic Church, and we pulled our funds together and got one because we didn't have a family Bible.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had that. I don't think I took pictures with your wedding album too, like with the outside of that, because you have a really pretty wedding album that is like white as well.
The one that didn't get damaged in flooding up Grandma's basement. I think the one that got damaged was the larger one. Okay, so in this bag is my don't catch that. I know I still have the ends to weave in, but I think I'm gonna have to order more yarn to do the border. So when I'm waiting for that to come in, I'll weave in the ends. But it's just what I want to do, I think, is finish the ball of yarn I'm working on, and then I'll go ahead and put the border on. Let me show you.
Have you decided on border? I can't remember.
I'm just gonna do a very simple border. So
that's right. We said because it would take away otherwise.
It might be better if I make sure your tea's not in the way. I'm going to
my tea is covered.
Show it this way. Maybe it'll be. You can get an idea of how long. I mean, it's pretty big. It's
not quite as wide as you wanted to. Hence the border.
Yep.
But
So you can see.
I think a border will help. Will look very nice anyway. I think it'll.
I'm 5'5", and it's taller than I am. So I figured that if I finish this ball of yarn
And then you do border.
and then do the border, it would be plenty. Where's my hook?
I heard it hit the ground. It hit the ground. Or my bag. One of the two. There it is.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I think I'm going to either do a single crochet or maybe a half double crochet around a couple of times, just enough to maybe look like a frame.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll be done. The ball that I'm finishing has this much, so it's not going to take more than maybe a couple rows.
And I feel like crochet edgings a lot of times are simpler than doing a knit edging.
This is all I have of my bare necessities left, so I'm probably going to need to get at least one more ball of yarn. So I probably will order. I should have done that when I did my order for the. I got some cotton yarn that's white to tie my skeins when I dye yarn, because the other ones, if it's colored, the color bleeds off into the yarn.
Oh yeah.
So if I had realized that I needed this, because I wasn't sure what I was going to do yet, I should have just gone ahead and ordered it then. I just have to put another order in. I have to figure out where I'm at here. Where's the bottom of this?
Well, it should have the thingy attached.
Yeah. I'm trying. Well, the bottom, I can tell the bottom because I left I count by like 10s or 15s or whatever on the bottom, so I know how many rows I have. I mean, how many stitches I'm counting off of. This is the bottom here. I need to know where I'm at so I don't like do some kind of funky, weird stitch thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see here. It was like this. Is that the bottom down there? I'm done with my projects.
I don't have any more.
All right, good. Let me just put this away then.
No FOs.
Okay. I don't have any FOs either.
I didn't do any graphic novel.
Let me get this put away so I can talk to you guys about what we're doing here. I don't have a graphic novel either at this point.
But shop stuff. I don't have any shop news.
Okay, I do have some shop
I keep
news.
forgetting to put my my socks up. Poor people who aren't patrons who've been hearing about these socks for the past 20 years. It seems like.
Yeah, they're gonna drop their teeth, as Grandma says, when you finally put it up there. I
think I owe Grandma a phone call.
Yes, you do. I did some yarn dyeing yesterday because I want to dye yarn, and I need to. I need to use up the dye stock that I used for my special order. So I did 5 skeins of yarn in 2 colorways. So I've got a DK in one colorway, and I have a sport and a worsted in a different colorway, but the same to each other. So the worsted and the sport are in the same colorway. Now, the worsted yarn is a base I don't use very often. I got it on a D-stash, and I've been told that it runs small. They said it's a worsted. It doesn't look like a worsted to me. It looks more like maybe a sport weight or a DK.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll have to put that in the shop, that it might not work up as the size that it states that it is, because it seems to be on the thin side. So either a light worsted or maybe even a heavy sport or something like that. So I'll take a look at it when it dries better. Everything's hanging downstairs because I just rinsed it, and the colors are going to seem different. It's not usually my usual colors.
It's not usually your usual?
It's not my usual colors, but I needed to get rid of some of the dye stock that I made for this other colorway, and then I can maybe start looking into, summer and autumn.
You also needed to make up the colors for your Christmas socks, because I've been kind of harping on it for her because I kind of want her to have it done for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't harp on her, she'll just dye 20 million other different things and then be like, man, I wish I had my Christmas socks.
I forget. And I want to put things in the shop, so I forget. But
yeah, she needs her Christmas socks.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to get it. I think I'm at the point now where I can clear the table off, and maybe I can go ahead and do.
Have you decided which colorway?
Not really. I haven't decided if I want to have. I think I want the it came without packages.
Is that the? No, it's not the purple one.
No, it came without packages is the gold, the green, and the red.
Well, that also works for this time of year too. Some
Yeah.
of those colors.
It's called. I think it's
Oh, it's a colorway that's similar to the Harry Potter one, except
Yes,
not striped.
yes.
Because I remember we looked at them together, but the Harry Potter one had black. Well,
Yeah.
it was Harry Potter before she had to change the name because
yeah.
copyright.
Yeah. So I have to that's one of the reasons I didn't do much in terms of crocheting and knitting this week, because I had yarn dyeing to do, and I also been working on one project specifically. So that's what happened there.
That's a pretty colorway of yours.
Which one?
The one that I consider without packages, the one that's similar to the Harry Potter one.
Right.
Now, I happen to like that color combination.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm working my second pair of socks in that color, in the Harry Potter one.
Yeah, I haven't decided if I'm going to do that one or if I'm going to do Blue Christmas.
And Blue Christmas is another one that's nice. It can transfer to whatever time of year.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. I have a lot of Christmas colorways between the kits I did and things like that. So
And it's not like if you choose one, you can never have a pair of Christmas socks again. It might take you forever to dye it for yourself.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's going to be like, no, this is the only pair of chroma Christmas socks I will ever knit to. Meh.
nah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the thing about that is I have to reskein the chroma base because it comes in those little cakes instead of a skein, and I don't know how the dye will take if I dye it that way as opposed into
Right,
skein.
and you want it to look a certain
And I
way.
want it to look a certain way. So because when I make that yarn, it usually either micro stripes or it pools.
Right.
And I like the pooling and I like the micro stripes. So I want to make sure that I do it the correct way.
So are you going to put it on a Swift and then, or?
Yeah, I'll put it on a Swift and I'll put it on one Swift.
It'll
and then
feel like you're going backwards.
I've done that before.
Oh, you have?
Yeah. I think what I'm going to have to do is see if, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I may have to roll it up in a ball
And then
do it. So I can just kind of put it on the Swift. It's a little bit of a pain in the neck. but
I
it'll
was
be
going to
worth it.
say, yeah.
I don't want to do it in the cakes. I don't know
No,
how to
because
do that.
you want it to dye up a certain way.
I'm not even sure how I would go about dyeing it up a cake like that.
Well, I think part of it wouldn't get dyed.
Yeah, I mean, because I've seen people do like hanks where it's. I've done it where you have the.
Well, then you have a purposeful effect, but you want a different effect, so you want to,
Yeah.
unball it.
Because I've even done it in cakes where I was experimenting. I think I was watching Kim Knits one time and she did one and I did one that way. It was interesting, but that's not what I want to do. So,
Right.
So that takes care of that.
Then, so we did shop. Then, I guess it's stash enhancement. Right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it seems like we should be doing something else.
I
don't
know,
what
it does
is.
seem like that, but I can't think of what else it would be.
I don't know.
So, mine was actually like a surprise stash enhancement because Dad got himself got a new paperwhite for Father's Day, and I mentioned actually just on the fly. I wasn't like hinting or anything. I was like, "Oh, I've always wanted to try those, but I haven't been willing to spend any money on it." So he let me have his old one. So I kind of got a Father's Day present. And I found out the hard way that the Fire collections don't cross over. I finally got all my collections over. Thankfully, this crosses over to the phone. So even though it's hard, it's annoying the way that you have to set up the collections, like to move things around in here. If I organize the collections on my phone, it crosses over. So it's nice. It at least that's easier. And the phone's a lot easier to organize the collections. Or I could do it on the computer, but I prefer to do it on my phone.
I have to see about doing it on a computer because I have all.
Now,
those
it won't
books.
cross over to your Fire.
It won't cross over to my Fire. Why not?
The Fire does not have access to the cloud. So it doesn't matter how many collections you put on your computer, it won't cross over. If you had a Paperwhite, it would cross over. Or if you had the Kindle app on your phone, it'll cross over there.
I have a Kindle.
But it will not cross over to your Fire. And your phone won't talk to your Fire, and neither will the Paperwhite talk to the Fire.
That's annoying.
Because I talked to Amazon about that, and they're like, yeah, they don't talk to each other. And I always wondered why my phone collections were different than my Kindle collections. Now I know why. But I like the Paperwhite. It's a nice size for reading in bed. And yeah, I mean, it takes me a little longer to get through pages because it's a smaller page. But I like it. And also, I tend to make the text a lot bigger than my dad does.
They looked at my two and says, "Well, you're giant text."
He basically has it like It's not even 10 points.
I think it's like 8 point or something, 6 point.
It's got like 4 point.
I don't know if it's that small. But
It's pretty small. It's pretty. I think he takes his glasses off when he does it.
He does.
And I could do that as well. I just, because with the migraines and stuff, I don't want to strain to read. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. He was kind of sad that this cover is too small for his new his new Paperwhite. So I also inherited the cover.
And now it doesn't fit in his pocket.
Yes. Whereas this fits in my pocket, but I'm sure he has room for more books than what I do. I'm not pulling my comics over here. My comics can stay on my fire. But yeah, it's been fun. That's part of what's been taking up my time. Is when I haven't had migraines or fatigue, I've been trying to organize all my collections again so I can access my books, because we're about to head into a new quarter for the Historathon. I get to finally hopefully finish George Washington.
Oh, good.
Because I've been reading that one for like the past 20 years.
Okay, my stash enhancement, Talia just put this on my liturgy the other day, Liturgy of the Hours.
I think I had to start one of your other rosaries too.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, that is green agate.
I love the feel of these beads.
And she's got pink agate as the Our Fathers.
And this is the Holy Family. And
That's not the cameo one, because I know I gave you a cameo one too. I got that centerpiece for free. I don't think that was the one you purchased.
I don't remember what I purchased.
Maybe that was.
I thought this was.
I thought this was the one that came free.
I thought I purchased the set. Remember, I purchased the set of one.
Okay, I didn't think it was the Holy Family one. Maybe it was.
I don't remember.
Because I thought I was like, oh, cool, Mom, look, Holy Family. But I can't remember now.
I can't remember. What did I purchase? I know I purchased one.
I thought it was an Our Lady one. I had to check my collection.
Was that the one you made me? No, that ornate one was.
No, that one was a centerpiece that I happen to have that you fell in love with.
Yeah.
Because I'm not able to. I don't want to risk having the shop. The little bit of income I get from the shop affect my Social Security. I'm not selling the rosaries as consistently. Also, I was getting stressed because with the fatigue, I actually made a mistake on someone's rosary right before my surgery. Thankfully, I was able to like fix that for her.
And she understood.
She understood. Well, also, it was something where it was my older cord, and she was using it so much that she pulled a U.
Oh.
And so I got her the bigger cord, and I had to get her new Our Father beads, which happened to be the rose ones that I forgot to put on the last time. It was I think it was the last rosary I made before my surgery. So I was able to fix the problem and get her a thicker cord. But ever since then, it's made me very nervous about working on shop rosaries with fatigue. And I was having a lot of stress because every time I finished an order, I was getting another one. And with my health issues it wasn't good. So most of the time I make rosaries for the family now, or as gifts, or every once in a while I'll throw something up in the shop.
Yeah, she's not going to be, the shop is not going to be open all the time. It'll be open
open for patterns and stuff.
Yeah. It'll be, but for the other stuff, for the physical things, it'll be periodically.
Yeah. Sacrifice beads might show up again during Lent. That's my most popular thing. Always has been. Except during the year of St. Joseph, where it's like, I had so many St. Joseph rosaries.
Right. And that's something where, you can say, okay, that's all I'm going to do this year, and, whatever. Just she knows she has to stay below a certain amount. Just like Davina has
Well, I
to
actually
stay.
don't know what the certain amount is.
Yeah, you should probably find that out.
No, they don't like to tell you.
They should have to tell you.
I asked them, they wouldn't. They said, oh, there's no amount.
Baloney.
And the taxpayer's like, yeah, there's an amount. They just don't tell you what it is.
I would call that lying and go over their head, because that's ridiculous. So yeah. Okay. So that's my rosary.
Yeah, so, I think that is it.
We have a Zoom next week, not this Friday.
Yeah, it's the last Friday of the month.
Next Friday.
Yeah, this Friday I have an appointment for my TMJ. Not that mine's as bad as Mom's, but we're trying to get it early enough. Mine is related to Ehlers-Danlos.
Right, and my dentist that I referred to her actually heard of Ehlers-Danlos, so that's good.
Yeah. It was like one of those things, like, even though she doesn't take it, I have plenty of I have enough doctors right now that don't take insurance. It's like, oh, why not? Just another one. But yeah, I'd rather go to someone who has been recommended and I know that you trust, than to just go to someone, just anyone.
Well, she's good. I like her. And she'll answer your questions and stuff.
That's nice.
She doesn't push anything on you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next week, potentially, you might have difficulty understanding me for a little bit because I have both mouth guards, the day guard and the night guard. I'm not using them yet because Father's Day and our anniversary is this weekend.
Well, Father's Day was last weekend.
Yeah. Father's Day was, they know what Father's Day is. Father's Day and then my anniversary with Mike is coming up this weekend, and we're going out to eat, and it's an adjustment to eat with this thing in your mouth. And I said, well, you'll be okay if I take it out and put it in, take it out and put it in. She said, no, it's better if you do it all the time. She said, just wait until after your anniversary dinner and then put it in. So I will probably, I'm shooting for next Wednesday, so hopefully we'll have podcasted already. And I'm hoping that then by the time you see me again, I'll have got a little bit of a better handle on speaking with it.
Yeah.
The day one is only on the bottom.
Well, that helps too. I mean, you'll have a little bit of a lisp, I'm sure.
Well, you're going to notice it probably my S's and my Z's and my C's, soft C's.
Maybe
and things
the
like that. Maybe the th. So until I get used to it. But just be patient with me. I'm not sure how long it's going to take me to completely get a handle on it. I can speak with it. It's not a problem. It's just, it's going to be a little different. It might be a little hard to understand me.
Now, granted, it might not be as hard as we think, just because it is only the one.
Well, I've already tried it.
Oh, you have? Okay.
I've already tried it, and I'm. It's like I said, it's the s and things like that. So that's how I know.
Oh, okay.
And it was easier. I didn't want to have to not be able to eat what I wanted to eat because they talk about, you don't have to do baby food or anything, but you have to kind of be gradual because you can't really. You want to go with softer foods until you get a better feel for how you're eating and stuff, because your alignment of your jaw is changing. You can't feel with your lower jaw, your teeth, because you have something on your teeth. So, so I don't choke or something.
Yeah.
So it's going to take a little getting used to. I'm supposed to be doing this for about 6 months. And I don't know if during the 6 months they start pulling you back from how much you wear it.
Or if it's after the 6 months.
Or if it's after the 6 months and they start pulling you back an hour at a time, then 2 hours or whatever. So, that's just coming up. Hopefully I won't look too funny. But
I'm sure it won't look too funny.
I am going to take it out for the picture, for the church picture. But then I'll put it right back in. She said that I could do that, just take it out and put it in, because I'm not going to be eating or anything. It's going to be there for the picture. So.
Right.
And that's coming up really, really quick as well. That's July something or other. So, yeah. I don't think we have anything else. And I guess it's a little bit of personal, but I didn't think it would be too much.
No, it's, there's nothing really else. I know that our schedule's been wonky. We mentioned the past couple times, we're trying to now base things a lot on symptoms, make adjustments. That's why there's no bright light right now, because I had a migraine yesterday. I have some of my migraine symptoms today. So we just figured the best way to be able to actually give you an animated podcast was to roll with things and to make adjustments based on our symptoms instead of pretending that we can do everything the same each time. And I think so far it's been effective to roll with the symptoms. Be like, oh, I don't feel well today. We're going to go to a different day, and if we need to do computer or do, we pretending that we can do it exactly the same way we've always been able to do it is ludicrous.
Right, and so we're shooting for Tuesdays, but it could be Wednesday, it could be a Monday, if we feel up to it. But
Mondays are hard for me.
Mondays are hard, but it could potentially be a Monday. Most likely, it will be Tuesday, and then Wednesday.
Now this Tuesday I had a migraine, but we basically have rain scheduled for all this week.
All this week, yeah. So I didn't know if I was going to be able to stay awake. I've had some pain with the rain and stuff like that as well, but it's fine. Yeah, we can do it this way. We just make adjustments.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that we get you guys a podcast every week.
Right, and we're also trying to minimize the number of Sleepy Tolly episodes, and the only way we can really do that is to, like I said, stop pretending that I can do exactly what I was able to always do before, or
thought I could always
do before. What I expected myself to always do before. It's it's not realistic.
This is a great breakthrough. You don't understand how big a deal this is.
Yeah, because we didn't make any adjustments before.
She doesn't like to adjust because...
Well, and you don't like schedule changes.
I don't like schedule changes. But I can roll with the punches.
Yeah, we just had to kind of both reach a point where it's like, okay, we haven't been handling this smart. Because I know you get frustrated.
I do. I don't like doing the Sleepy Talia episodes out over and over and over again.
So I think that the past couple that we've done where we've adjusted have been animated episodes or close to animated.
Yeah. And okay, so that's about all we have to say about that. I don't know.
I'll try to remember to put some grandma candies at the end of the episode for the people who are not in the U.S. or who maybe I feel like all grandmas in the U.S. have grandma candy.
It might be different for different areas.
Yeah. Because I mean,
if you have different kinds of grandma candy, put it in the description, not description, in the chat.
Yeah,
because I can see what you or in the PHN group.
Yeah, because we're on the East Coast, so maybe grandma candy is like different on the West Coast. Maybe there is grandma candy in the UK, and that's different.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah, I kind of feel like in some areas of the world, it's not necessarily candy; it's like baked things.
Well, like grandma.
Yeah.
My mother.
Yeah. So it just...
We didn't do a lot of candy.
Right. I think it's cultural, you know.
But we always had Toll House cookies. Always had Toll House cookies. Always.
But, yeah, so that's it for us.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we want to wish you all a wonderful day, week, and everything. And we hope to... full of whatever it is you enjoy. I'm losing my mind here. I need my number here because I forgot to bring my paper.
Did we finally get the number off of this?
No,
we never did.
It doesn't come off. It doesn't come off.
It's been episode 147.
It doesn't come off.
It's immortalized to be March 27, 2021 forever. It's always going to be episode 447. It's like we're in the Twilight Zone. Yeah. Or it's Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day, yes. So, we wish you all a very wonderful, blessed week full of knitting, crocheting, drinking tea, whatever it is that makes you happy. And we hope to see you here again for the Fun in the Woman Cave next week. I forgot to thank everybody, but I thank all of you, even though I don't do my names. This is the Penhook and Needles Podcast, episode 559, and that's a wrap.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good job getting the center of the screen.
I can center things.
Yay.
I can center.
After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the dye lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go out